Should I do US CMA or US CPA? Both are 3 letters, CMA, CPA. Both are US based. I've heard about both. Which one is for me? This video will help you with that. Let's jump into it. If it's the first time you're visiting our channel, then please do hit subscribe. And if you find any value, give us a thumbs up. All right. Should I do CMA or CPA? First of all, what are both of them? CMA is all about management accounting. It's all about helping a company grow when it comes to its revenue or its profit. It's all about analyzing. So I'll give you an example. If you work for Google, for example, Google has Google Ads, it has YouTube, it has Gmail, it has Google Drive, it has Google Maps, for example, and it has this applying in all countries of the world. So as a CMA, you have the fun task of figuring, okay, in US, Google AdWords, I think we can increase the cost per click by just half a cent more, right? Or in India, YouTube Premium, we can increase by 10 rupees. Right? And you do all this analysis and you present it to your seniors saying that, look, I think if we make these basic changes, the revenue or the profit is going to shoot up. That kind of exercise, if you like doing, right? That's how we want to add value to the world. CMA is the right course for us. CPA, US CPA. Now, just like we have Indian CA, right, which is our #1 qualification in the country, US has their CPA. By the way, we are talking about US CPA. There is Canadian CPA, Australian CPA, Singapore CPA. So remember, we are referring to the US CA. So CPA is US CA. You learn about tax, learn about audit, learn about accounting standards that apply in the US called the US GAAP, or about IFRS, which are international standards, etc., etc. So if you want to audit US companies, or you want to work in tax departments of US companies, or you want to, basically work primarily with US companies, or even go to the US, right? CPA is the course for you. Now, between the two, CPA is generally broader because it covers chartered accounting. CMA is much more business oriented because it helps you analyze and make decisions for the companies. This is the first big difference. If this is enough for you to make a decision, awesome. If not, keep listening. Next part, CMA eligibility criteria versus CPA. This is what filters out for many of us instantly. If you are currently still in college, you can only do CMA. CMA you can do post grade 12 and then anytime in your life. CPA, you will have to not only complete BCom or your graduation, but you might also need 1 to 2 years of your masters. I'll come to that in a second. So if you are already a graduate or you're already a chartered accountant, you can choose either. But if you're still in college, you have no option. I would in fact recommend do CMA first, complete it in college. After that, once you reach a certain level in your career, you can also do CPA and you can have both together. The CMA eligibility criteria is very simple. Just give a grade 12, complete your CMA exams. CMA exams have 2 parts. Part 1 is more on finance, part 2 is more on accounts. You can see all the subjects on the screen. Once you complete that, you still need 2 years of work experience, which you can do if you are in college as well, because you complete CMA in like less than a year. Maybe in your first year, you can complete CMA. Year 2 and year 3, along with your BCom or something, you can also work. So you're a complete CMA by the time you graduate. CPA. Now, I've made detailed videos on CPA eligibility. In fact, if you'd like to check it out for all the details, please have a look. But long story short, you need 3 years of your BCom plus at least 1 year of MCom or MBA or something, and 2 years of MBA or Masters to really become a CPA license holder, like a complete CPA. So any which ways, that is going to take you a while, but that's when you can appear for CPA. This is eligibility. Next, when it comes to the academic structure, CMA, like I said, has 2 parts. CPA has 4 subjects. So as you can see on the screen, CPA's 4 subjects is all about financial reporting, which is accounting standards. There is auditing, there is regulation, which is all about taxation and law, and then there is an optional paper as well. So you basically know everything about the US world as an Indian CA would know about India. CMA you can complete, like I said, in 1 year. CPA also you can complete in 1 year. So I think when it comes to the effort and the time, you basically have an equal opportunity for both. Next, when it comes to the opportunities in the world in CMA, right? If you're a CMA student, in India itself, this has exploded. I've seen since the pandemic. You can work in a lot of companies. At Zell also, I would love to. I've had a couple of CMAs who work for us and they've been very analytical. It's exactly what we need. But even if you don't want to work in a Indian company, there are tons of US companies, right? From Amazon, Accenture, Cognizant. In fact, even the big 4, they all have reasons to hire CMAs. By the way, the salary package starts anywhere between 6 to 10 lakhs depending on you, your interview, which company you went for, what profile, of course, how your exams went. Coming to CPA, the scope, first of all, in India, the big four or the big six, KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, EY, Grant Thornton, BDO, they love CPAs. There's a company called Unicus which is into ESG. They recently reached out to us saying that we also want to hire CPAs. CPAs are well in demand, well recognized. So yeah, you can work in any professional company, and the starting salary package for CPAs ranges from 8 to 12 lakh. Once again, depending on you, if you have any prior experience, or what kind of company, what kind of profile, etc., etc. Lastly, when it comes to the fee structure, CMA, you can actually complete the entire CMA qualification in 2.5 lakhs, and CPA is around between 3 to 4 lakhs, maybe 4.5 lakhs. And these fees includes everything. It includes your training fees, the study material, the registration fees, the subscription fees, the exam fees, everything. Also remember guys, if you're wanting to do CMA, if you're watching this before 27th March 2026, right, the CMA body is saying that if you register for CMA for this, you get 60% off for your CMA exam fees. And if you register before June 30th, 2026, you get 15% off of your exam fees. So again, and by the way, these bodies are always trying to incentivize us to take up their exam. So something or the other, generally they are offering us. Okay, so with this guys, if you get clarity on which qualification to take, I hope this has helped you out. Like I said, if you're already in college, you have no option but to take CMA. But if you're basically fulfilling both the criteria, then choose CPA or CMA basis your goal, or basis any of these detailed criteria that can help you decide your career option.